Edge last season. Some of you may have seen the show that we did with Joshua Morton, the former Navy SEAL that Eudora came from. So I've asked Joshua to come back and share with us some of the things that he has implemented into his normal life. He checks around every door of going into a bathroom. Things that are instinct to him that I never thought about. I have also invited my sister Terry George and my good friend Tara Bynum, both barrel racers and horse trainers that always have to travel alone. They are my tiny people friends. They make me look tall, and both are cute and have experienced the situations where they were completely uncomfortable. So we are super excited to have Joshua Morton today.
She's a blue jean.
Rodeoed and trained horses my entire life. I actually started hauling more by myself and training more by myself in college. And I think with all of us at one point or another have been in bad situations or uncomfortable situations. You know, when you go to jackpots late at night, and I mean they're not over till 2 o'clock in the morning, and you still got to get diesel, you may have a flat tire, or when you're rodeoing by yourself, you may travel 3 or 4 days, you're tired, you let your guards down and you need to pull over, water your horses, you need to get diesel, you change, have flat tires, anything can go on.
I started traveling and going to the futurities and deciding to do the futurities. I'm always by myself. My husband doesn't ride. I have a son who doesn't ride, and I would have people I'm going to meet there, but you don't see them until you get there, and it's an 8 to 9 hour drive from where I am to meet up with whoever we're going to get to. I have had countless, I can't even remember all of the situations when I have felt uncomfortable, slightly vulnerable, and I'm so excited today to be able to spend the day with Joshua to learn some new techniques to help take care of ourselves, because it is something that has really bothered me for my entire traveling, career as a small person, as a girl, where we know we're vulnerable, and I am so excited to try to learn some new techniques and things to look out for.
Okay, so I know we're not taking a whole course. I know you do give courses to help people protect themselves. That's a full-fledged course, but we have talked often, and I noticed that your instincts from your background make you aware of things that I'm not. Like, you think they're obvious, and I am blown away like, oh my gosh, I need to think like that. So are there some tips that you can give us just quickly, just kind of hit some highlights that would help us be safer, help protect ourselves?
The only thing that they ingrained in us was the fact that you have to have a plan, no matter any situation.
Even if you're going to the bathroom.
Even if you're just getting out of the truck, going to fix a tire, or going to fuel up, or going out to meet a friend. At the end of the day, you have to have a plan. That's the main thing. So it doesn't mean that you have to have somebody teach you the plan, but if you go over it in your head over and over and over and over again. So just think about it. So as you're driving down the road, put a situation or a scenario in your head and then talk it over.
With yourself.
With yourself. That, and keep the plan the same. Don't say, well, this situation I would do this situation I would do this. Try to have a plan that's the same across the board.
Like, so if you're pulling up, you know you're going to need to get gas, and you think to yourself, and this is serious, it sounds kind of silly. The thing about it to me is that the tiniest little details were huge important. So you're saying, like, if you're going to go to the gas station, I don't care if it's this 30 miles or in the next 3 hours, have the same plan of action that you're going to follow on a routine, so that becomes a mental muscle memory. Am I getting that right?
Right. The key thing is that if you think about it so much, you want it to be second nature.
So you don't have to think about it. So maybe like going to the gas station, but we're just going to get gas, and we just want to be safer and be aware of our surroundings, which I think that women are not as good at focusing on a situation as women are. As men are. I've been told that, but anyway, I find it women take in their surroundings and then it jumbles up, where men can focus on something.
And that leads to, we talked about having a plan, and then from there you got to prevent something before it starts. For example, having a gas tank not go below half. Because if something does happen, you have a half a tank for you to move on to the next place. So if you are out in the middle of nowhere, at least you have a half a tank.
And in your case, it was the Humvees in the desert, and the next bad thing that you for sure won't get to fill up. But for our case, yes, way less serious. But if we let our tanks run down to nearly empty and it's 10 o'clock at night,
You will settle for anything.
and then you'll put yourself in a situation or have to stop at a place that's not necessarily the ideal place for a single woman to pull in with a horse trailer full of horses.
Right.
It does seem like that when things are going to go down bad, it's always at the worst time.
Yeah.
And so you're saying one of the things we can prevent, you were telling us real bad people you may not be able to survive from. But one thing you can do is not be low on gas.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's something, if it's going to happen, it's inevitable. There are those situations that you are wrong place at the wrong time. There's ultimately nothing that you can do. But that being said, it's better try to do something than not do anything. The best case scenario, if somebody does come around and surprises you, Eli, you go ahead, you come in, you back up as much as you can, you say stop, 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 and you tell them, I don't want you to come any closer, right here. That is the best case. So at the end of the day, when first you see somebody coming in your area, you tell them to stop, and you back away too, because what they want to do is gain that distance on you.
Right.
And you want to create distance. If they create and collapse that distance on you, closer and closer and closer, and there's people tend to stay there, and as a person comes up, because that's normal, and we have a communication, guess what? He can just snag me up.
Right.
He can grab my face, he can do whatever. Once when he grabs my face and takes me down, then it's done. You're too late. So the point is to create back up. The point is to, when somebody comes up, whoa, hey, wait a minute. You let them know that you don't want them in your space. That being said, if Murphy's following you around, from there, if somebody does collapse that distance on you, you back up, back up, and if they still keep coming, once again, I would keep your hands up, because there's a lot of things that you can do, even though if you're down here, it's too late. But if you're up here, there's many things that you can do. Small little strikes to the head, not a closed fist. Using this palm here, you can do a lot of things. But what I would rather do for you guys would be a throat punch, open hand throat punch, right here. Because if you hit me here, it's going to allow me, or allow you, to have that 3 seconds. When you're just here, just going whoa, 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 and then I want you to just go like that, just real quick. Just, you can even take a step in, and then I want you to back up. Okay, so don't sort of go whoa, whoa, and then be
Like
looking at it, right?
watch
It's
him
the
fall.
boom, and then you have to move.
Okay.
Okay?
So I say whoa, whoa, like this,
Yep.
bring it on, and then like that.
When we talk about preventing something before it starts, so pairing it when you turn the barrel and you're looking at the other barrel, it's the exact same thing when you get out of the truck and you visualize and you think 3 steps ahead. It's the exact same thing. So you're taking that and put it in this environment, and you guys will smoke it. Mic drop. Not just
Mic drop. Boom.
just that. I am from Des Moines, Iowa. I am a former Navy SEAL. I did 5 deployments. I got out in 2010, and now I reside in Sheraton, Iowa. I own K9 Tactical. I've been doing that for 5 years. I have my own in-house breeding program. I train police dogs and home protection dogs. I donate dogs to programs for wounded veterans. I teach gun courses to civilians. I teach civilians how to protect themselves in any environment, in their home or in their car. Come out. I'm looking at the pump, make sure I'm at the right pump. I'll bring out my phone, let everybody know that I'm at the gas pump. I come in here, open up the gas tank, do that, I look at the gas pump. I'm pushing the numbers. I'm taking my card out. I'm pushing it in. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Good. I turn the pump on. Before you get out, it's a good habit to look in both mirrors. Okay, so when you get out, you're looking out your front window, your right window, your left window, your rear window, all of your windows that you have, and utilize the mirrors that you have, and to see those little blind spots. Utilizing what you have in the car before you get out is important. Okay, and the second thing is when you do get out, you want to make sure, don't commit to something right away. You always assume something bad is going to happen. So when you get out, you know your surroundings and see where's my threat. So if my back is fairly open, right? Your next threat is everything that's here, and you're going to keep your peripheral. So you're looking this way and you're looking this way. I know I'm looking at you, but in reality, I'm looking at you through my peripheral. So that's important. So when I'm looking, I'm just being quiet and I'm listening to what's going on. Do you hear a car door? Right? Did you hear a car door slam? Did you hear a car shut off? Are you hearing footprints in the gravel? Are you? You're looking at all these things. So when you get out, there's nothing wrong with just coming out and taking your time and letting things unfold. You're letting things unfold before you commit to it. Okay, so sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's 2 minutes. I'm not going to tell you there's a secret number, but whenever you feel that things are fine, and then commit. Outside looking in. So if I was a bad guy and I see a girl do that or a woman do that outside their car, she's being aware. Guess what I'm going to do?
Pick somebody else.
I'm going to be like, you know what? She looks like she's got her ducks in a row. I'll just wait because there's going to be somebody else
who doesn't.
Right. And once again, notice I don't have my phone with me. It's on me. Just in case if you do have to bail from the vehicle, at least you have your phone. But it's on you. It's not inside the car. But it's not in my hand. And I'm not looking at the Facebook. I'm not texting. I'm not doing anything. I'm focused. You're going to have to turn your back. To insert the credit card, you're going to have to drop certain areas to commit to whatever it is that you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you're not going to ever clear everything, especially by yourself.
Right.
Okay, and we'll get into two people, here in a little bit. Okay. But when you do that, from here, just think, if I turn around and if I look what I'm doing here, but in all reality, I'm looking this way and I'm looking this way. I don't necessarily need tunnel vision on what exactly I'm doing. I can do this with my eyes closed.
Right.
Okay, so I don't need to go look right here and have this tunnel vision on what's going on. So it's very important that when I'm doing something that I'm looking at it, but I'm not
still seeing your vision, your peripherals.
Because what you're going to look for is that little quick movement, that person coming around the side or that person coming up in an area where he thinks he's going to get the drop on you. Okay, so when I open this, it's not like I don't just commit to this. So when you open this, you can be here or you can look at here, but I'm looking over there at the same time. Okay, and then when you're fielding and you're not doing nothing, guess where I'm going to go? Where do I have the best picture of everything?
The front.
Yeah.
Back up.
Who's to say you can still be here? But at the end of the day, guess where I still have eyes on the pump. I still have eyes on here. I still have eyes on down there. You can make sure that you're looking at the areas that you need to, and it doesn't mean you can go like this. You can go back and forth, right? Right. There's nothing wrong, and if there's somebody out there looking at you, and I'm doing this, and I'm looking, and I'm watching, and I'm not doing this on my phone, going hee hee, and all that stuff, whatever you guys say to each other. But you guys know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Focus on that out there because that's what's going to get you, not your phone.
Is it absolutely vital that you stay at the front of your vehicle like that? Or since we all have horses, I know we kind of want to check on them and maybe tires at the back, but is it just better to stay at the front so you can kind of have a overall vision of your vehicle, or can you move to the back?
No, it's not a specific thing. In this particular scenario, this is where I would be. But it doesn't mean that you can't check your tires. It doesn't mean that you can't do the things that you need to do, but at the end of the day, if you are going to do it, just do it smartly. So what I'm looking for is, if you are coming up to here, what should you not get focused tunnel vision on?
On the tire.
On the tire itself. So you're looking there, and you're looking down there in your peripheral.
And you're kind of...
And you could almost go one step further and look underneath the truck. You know, you could always take it a step further. So there's not one specific thing to do. Anyway, so when you come up to this tire, where could somebody hide? So just you looking at this now, where could somebody hide?
Under the nose of the truck, but behind the back of the truck.
Behind the back of the truck.
Under the nose of the trailer.
Right? So behind the back of the truck. So you always think of that's going to be your threat. So when you walk up there, you approach that tire. You know, there's nothing wrong with just doing one of these real quick and then doing your thing. So once again, if you are going to do something, you're going to have to drop certain threats.
Yes.
Right? To do it. I'm not, unless you feel that it's a really bad environment, then don't do it. If you are unsure and you're nervous or scared to do it, don't do it. And drive somewhere safer to go check it. You always want as much distance as you can with somebody. So if somebody comes around walking around the corner, I check my tire, and somebody comes walking around the corner, it's distance and angle. So when I look up, I go back, it's distance, because the more distance that you have, the more that you can react, the faster, right? And what they want to do is gain that ground on you. They want to be tight, they want to be close, so that way they can grab you and do whatever. So if you were more like this, they're going to kind of be like, oh.
I've told my wife many times about being aware of her surroundings and everything kind of going on. And you jump out of the truck and you actually are starting to fuel up, and you start to deal with Facebook and all these different things that those are compromising your focus on paying attention to if someone's creeping up on you or if there's a bad situation happening. Be aware.
I'm looking for anything that's out of place, something that doesn't make any sense. And then from there, we're stepping out. But once again, I know what he's going to do. So as he's doing it, when I come out, I'm just going to kind of come up this way a little bit. And I know he's good by, he's taking up, he's done because he's looking around. All right, so when that's my release for me to kind of push up, and I can check my tires, I can come on this way, but when I'm looking, my head's up, I'm looking at my peripherals, I'm doing everything that I possibly can to prevent things from happening. So here is a blind spot. I know that I haven't checked this. I'm just going to get a little bit more distance, get a better angle on it. All right, that's good. If I'm checking the locks, I'm doing whatever. I come back out. I've got a visual with him. Then from there, I can kind of bounce out from here. But notice I'm still keeping my line of sight with him. And if I start seeing him start going for the nozzle, I'll suck it in. I'll come this way. Once again, get distance and angles. I'm good here. If I need to recheck anything, I come back. I'm just kind of looking around. You got a little area right here. Once again, you can do your distance and angles here. And then if I know that he's good, I'm going to come back up this way and he's good to go. Now he can lock the doors, and then we can both go up to the place.
So we are now going to get ready, load up to go to a jackpot with a new plan. We're going to have a plan before we leave. We're going to make sure that we don't let our gas tank get below half a tank before we start looking to fill up. We don't want to get, be stranded. And what else are you going to do?
And then I think whenever we stop, period, whether it's for gas or if we need to use the restroom, check on the horses' tires or anything, just always make sure we're in a good area. We've thought it through, we have a plan, and we assess the area and our surroundings and have kind of a buddy system check off.
Right, and I know a lot of that's common sense, but I know that we get distracted and get in a rush and just are thinking about we're going from point A to point B and forget the rest, and that's when we may get somebody could take advantage or get the jump on us.
Definitely. Safety first.
Yay!
So fun to get to learn some stuff from Joshua again, and awesome fun to share with my friends and my sister.
I learned today to be more observant, Get off my phone.
And I just want to thank you, Joshua, for coming and taking time out of your day, because it was so much fun and we learned so much, and it was really an honor for you to help us and help everybody.
It is an honor for you to help us.
There will be an invoice sent out to each person that I helped today, individually.
It'll be worth it.
Josh felt
Yeah, that. I hope you thought we took decent instruction, or at least we caught on.